Hi guys, Katie from the Homespun Hydrangea here. Thank you guys so much for joining us again for another video. Today is going to be a Christmas inspired thrift store haul video. So if you love Christmas, if you love decorating for Christmas, if you love vintage Christmas, this is the perfect video for you. As you can see right now, I'm sitting in my family room where it looks like a tsunami of Christmas items and decor have just sort of poured in. Hopefully everything will find a place soon because I think my family's just about ready to go crazy. But anyhow, I want to thank you guys so much for coming back. Before I take you over to the video to show you what the thrift store looked like and kind of see what I saw, I just want to remind you guys to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that button below. To all of you who have, I thank you so very much. I also want to send out a very special thank you to Miss Trisha. Miss Trisha is one of my child's teachers at school, and she has been tuning in regularly to watch the channel, and so I appreciate her. I appreciate all the hard work she does with the kids, and I think you guys need to all be cool like Trisha and make sure you're subscribing and tuning in too. So thanks, Miss Trisha. On that note, I'll go ahead and take you guys to the video, peek around, see what I saw, and then come back. I will show you what I bought, I will tell you what I paid for it, and tell you what I'm going to do with it. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. I hope you guys saw some good stuff. I know I certainly did. I'm also cracking up because it wasn't until I watched the playback of the first clip I realized, oh, I should probably mention the fact that I'm wearing Christmas pajamas. I thought it'd be really fun to go with the theme today. So I have my fabulous, I think these were like $10 at Walmart, Christmas pajamas that I'm wearing. I have not been able to find a Christmas sweater yet that I'm crazy about. Although thrift stores have had a ton, I have not been able to find one that I like in the size that I need. So the search is still on for those. So without further ado, my Christmas pajamas and I will go ahead and show you guys what I have found on my latest haul. First thing I'm going to show you guys is, you guys know I love hitting up the Christmas linens and the linens in general. I haven't found a whole lot of Christmas related linens yet, but I did find, this is actually it's like a scarf, it's like a wrap, and it's really wide. And again, you guys know I love that kind of jadeite green color. And I love fringe. And it has both of those things, green and fringe. So right away I knew I had to have it. This had the tag, it was from the Limited. I don't even know if the Limited's still open anymore, if there's any stores left. But it's huge. So I thought this could be used so many different ways. I paid 99 cents for it. And so this will be used, probably I'll drape it over either a dining room chair or our armchair here. But I thought for Christmas, the colors were perfect, and it's super soft. So I don't doubt that somebody will snag this, probably one of the kids, and just wrap up in it while watching TV. So for 99 cents, it was a fantastic deal. And that came home with me. I'm still keeping my eyes peeled for other Christmas linens because I'm not seeing a lot yet, but I'm hopeful. So the next thing I found, I love old Christmas lights. These remind me of when I was a kid because these were the lights that everybody used outside of their house. And it's the kind that we had growing up. And I'm absolutely crazy. The colors are just pretty. The size is pretty. They've just got that really vintage old-fashioned look that I really like. These were 99 cents. And I use these for a lot of things. You guys can see this is a wreath I made out of vintage ornaments and vintage findings. And I glued some Christmas lights onto this wreath. I also take them, I've been collecting them for years, and so I have quite, probably at least 100 of them, if not more. But I also take them and I display them in jars like this, and they look really pretty. I just get these different jars from Hobby Lobby or thrift stores or wherever I can find them. And I will set up a collection of these in the dining room or on a shelf. So these old bulbs are really cool. I still see them at thrift stores. I still see them at antique stores. The colors are just really pretty. They just don't make them like this anymore. So when you see them, grab them because as you can see, you can use them for crafting and use them in your household decor, which I really love. So for 99 cents, those came home with me and they'll be joining all their friends in the dining room. The next thing I found was another champagne bucket. You guys might remember I found a vintage silver plate champagne bucket in one of my old videos. This one is not vintage. This one is newer. But for $1.99, and it still had the old price tag underneath. So I don't believe this has ever been used. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to pair it with another thrift store find that I found. And that bad boy is right here. And this is just a cute little Christmas tree. It's kind of rustic looking. It needs a little cleaning up. It needs a little help with its shape. And I don't like this here. But this was $2.99. So what I'm going to do is I will probably find some way to decorate the bucket. I may whitewash it. I may stencil it. I may do something with it. I'll put some newspaper or something in there to give it a little base. And then I will be adding my Christmas tree inside. I may even do a little white paint flocking on this tree to kind of tie it all together. Maybe add some little lights. And then you've got this kind of cool farmhousey rustic tree. And this can go on the stairway or it can go in some small space like a bathroom. Okay, so the next thing I found was a pair of mugs. I do a whole bunch of different Christmas decor. I just buy what I like. I don't like to stick to really a theme. But I do a lot of the teal blue. I love the old pinks. I love colors like that. So when I found this pair of mugs, these are not Pyrex, they're not Fire King, but they're vintage milk glass stacking mugs, and they're in this awesome teal color, which is really valuable, and it's getting hard to find. I imagine I could probably sell these and flip a little profit if I wanted. These were $1.99 each, and what I'll most likely do is I'll either put little bottle brush trees in them, or I will add them to the tiny coffee bar that I'm creating. All kinds of different little things with these. And if I end up not liking them for crafting, then I'll probably just add them to the resale pile. Because with the teal, it's just a really pretty color. These are really durable. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys is actually a piece that I have right here, part of my decor right now. But this is, you guys might remember these, seeing them on porches. These used to be really popular. And these are called blow molds. And they are plastic, and you see them usually at Halloween time. They come in pumpkins and witches. And then at the Christmas time, you see them as these candles and all kinds of different holiday shapes. But these were really popular anywhere from the 60s to the 80s. And I know that they're reproducing some of them today, but this is an older one. You guys might recognize this from the video. I paid $3.99 for this, which is a fantastic deal. The blow mold candles like this go anywhere from $30 to $40. So I might be putting this into my resale. I might keep it for a season and use it. I'm not sure. But I always snag these when I see them for a couple bucks. I did have one last Christmas. It was a large star, a blow mold star that was actually part of a nativity set. And I ended up selling that. I paid $1, and I think I ended up getting about $65 for it. So if you look on eBay, these go anywhere from $20 to $300 depending on what kind they are. So it's a holiday blow mold. I think Empire was the company that made these, but they're really popular now with collectors. They seem to be making this big comeback. But for now, this little guy's going to just stay here and until I figure out what I'm going to do with them. So the next thing I grabbed was I like finding plain wreaths and buying them when I see them. I'm noticing at Hobby Lobby and Michael's and stuff like that, just a plain wreath, they're getting really expensive, and I don't want to pay $15, $20 for a wreath. If they're decorated, it seems like they go even higher. So when I can find ones like this that I can then repurpose and upcycle into what it is that I really want, I always snag them. This still had the old price tag on it, and they covered it up with a $1.99 price tag. But I can use this in a couple of different ways. I can take a little white paint and flock it so that it's got some white to it. I can add some ribbon and hang it from a window or a pantry or something like that. Or I can take my old ornaments and glue them on into something like this. This is one that I did last year. And pretty much the same thing, where I just took an old wreath and I flocked it with a little bit of white paint. And then I took some old ornaments and other old little Christmas findings, and then I went ahead and added them onto the wreath with hot glue. I got a little elf there. but it's pretty much the same thing. It's just a double wired, double metal wreath, just like this one is. And I actually, when I do make these and sell them, I can usually get pretty good money for them because they do use a lot of vintage materials and people really like kind of that vintage cottagey look that they offer. So that gives you kind of an idea of what I might make out of this. This one would be cute because it is smaller. I wouldn't have to invest as many ornaments in it. I might just be flocking it and adding, you know, a little bit of ribbon and hanging it. I'm not quite sure yet. But for $1.99, that's a great deal. It's never even been used. The next thing I found, I know you guys, I've talked about, I like getting grab bags because you tend to get a lot of stuff for a little bit of money. The vintage ornaments are getting harder to find. I used to be able to go to a thrift store here in town, which is no longer in business, and I used to find vintage ornaments by the bag, and it would be so wonderful, and that's how I made a lot of these wreaths. But that one's since closed, and I noticed that Goodwill does not carry a lot of vintage ornaments. But I did get this bag. It was $3.99. And the reason I grabbed it is because it has these vintage, they're called diorama ornaments, and they're these little kind of mid-century ornaments that have a little embellishment in the middle. They're usually plastic, and then they have the little item in the middle. And these are doing really well on the resale market right now. And this bag had quite a few of these diorama ornaments in them. There was a company called, I think it was Jewel Bright, who made them. A couple others might have made them. But I think I got about 4 or 5 of these in this bag. Yeah, I got 4 in this bag. So these will probably go into my resale pile. I have quite a few vintage ornaments right now. And so I don't know if this is one that I'm going to add, if this, you know, will be anything that I add to my own collection. There were a lot of other little odds and ends in here. Nothing that really got me excited, like this little Christmas Santa. And a little snowman that Ted made in 1997. Why would someone give that away? Someone's child probably made that. I might have to keep that just because now I feel bad for Ted, so this might be staying with me. But the rest of the items in this bag, whatever I don't use, I will just give away or donate it. But for $3.99, that made each of those diorama ornaments worth about $1 each. They're typically can go for anywhere from $5 to $7 each, so if I sell them as a set, it's a quick little profit. They would be easy to ship, so I snagged those. Okay, so the next thing I grabbed is I always grab holiday embellishments like this just because I can use them absolutely everywhere. Again, this one still has the old price tag on it. This looks like the original price was about $7, $8, and I paid $1.99. But I always grab them when I see them, and I just add them to my crafting stuff because I can use these in wreaths. I can use them putting them in jars and different things like that. I loved this one because it's succulents, and you don't see a lot of Christmas succulent stuff. And I just thought that was way too cute. So this has a succulent in it, and I love succulents. Okay, so the next thing I grabbed, back in the 1940s and 1950s, there were these little paper houses that were made, and they were called Putz houses, and they were made out of usually cardboard and paper, and then they were glittered, and people used them in all kinds of little tablescapes and under the tree and things like that. And so amazingly, a lot of them have survived over the years, even though that they were paper and cardboard, which makes them really hard, you know, they're harder to find and they're more expensive to buy. But I did find this set of reproduction ones, and so I went ahead and bought them because I do have quite a few of the old ones, and I worry about how they're going to hold up, and I do just like adding some new ones to them. But this is a reproduction one, and you can kind of get an idea. They're just these little paper houses. People use them for ornaments and all kinds of things like that. I got a set of 3 of them. I paid $1.99. And this one's shedding glitter everywhere. But as you can see, they're really cute. Here's what an original Putz house looks like. So this is one, this is like a made in Japan. It still has the little made in Japan label under it. But this is like what an original one looks like. So as you can see, it's kind of been through the ringer. The more elaborate these are, the more money they go for. You can expect to pay anywhere from $5 to $20 for one of these. So the last thing that I'm going to show you guys is a really cool kit that I found at Goodwill. And a lot of you might remember, if you grew up in the 80s like me, they used to sell these kits at the store. They were made by a company called Buchilla, and they were these felt stocking kits, and it comes with all the pieces, and you could make this really cute little felted Christmas stocking. And when I was growing up, my Aunt Sue made one of these stockings for all of us kids, so all my cousins, and now all of my own children and my own cousins' children, she's been making these stockings for years. So this is a completed one. This is my Christmas stocking. It doesn't look too bad for 40 years old, but she would have used one of these kits when making these stockings. And so whenever I see these, I always grab them because there is a huge demand for them. I don't believe the company's still in business anymore. I could be wrong, but it's really hard to find these kits. So here's what a completed one looks like. Super cute. But I buy these for resale when I see them. There's kits going for upwards of $150 right now on eBay. This is not one of the more rare ones, but one like this can still bring anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. I think I paid, I don't see the sticker on it anymore, but I think I paid $1.99 for this. So I went ahead and grabbed it. I also buy, when I do find the stockings that are completed, that I know came from one of these kits, I do buy those for resale. I haven't found one in a really long time. But I do buy them. But anyhow, you might remember a lot of us grew up with these stockings when we were little, and they obviously, I mean, I can't imagine how many hours this probably took for Aunt Sue to make. So thank you, Aunt Sue, if you're watching this. This has been such a wonderful tradition in our house, and a lot of people are clearly still nostalgic over them because, like I said, the demand for these kits is huge. Okay, there you have it. That is my Christmas holiday vintage inspired thrift store haul video. I hope you guys learned some things. I hope you got some ideas, and I hope you'll subscribe and stay tuned to the channel because I will be doing some projects using these items. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I know it's been quite a while since I've posted. I don't know if you could hear, but I've kind of had this whole bronchial thing going on for a couple weeks now, so it feels good to be back and be able to share some of this stuff with you guys. Make sure you head over to the blog, The Homespun Hydrangea, where you can see more and find all kinds of great DIYs. Head down to the description box where I'll be linking up different projects that I think you guys might enjoy. And to take you guys out, I'm gonna go ahead and just take you on a little tour and just kind of show you some of the ways that I'll be using this stuff throughout the house this holiday season. I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday season so far, and I hope to see you guys back here soon. Thanks.